Hi guys, welcome back. Me, Richard Gallows, that one guy that always does weird and interesting video games and likes to show you what he's gotten for the month of whatever. Anyway, let's get started. And as always, I'm going to start with kind of the less interesting stuff and move on to the really, really cool shit. Hope you don't mind me cussing. It's gonna happen. Record me. I don't care. Anyway, guys, here we go. So, managed to actually pick up these two relatively cheap. So they are. They're both cart only. Mega Man and Base, which Mega Man Base was originally released in Japan on the Super NES until the mid 2000s. It never had a US release until it was released on the GBA. Oop, actually, it's this one, sorry. Until it was released on the GBA. So, this is a cool one. Only way you can play it in an actual NTSC format. Okay? So, that's pretty cool. Granted, you can get a repro card that's English, but I don't know, I just kind of like having the original. I will stream this at some point. Been kind of on a Mega Man kick here lately. If you haven't seen my Mega Man X run through or my Mega Man X2 run through where I play it with a fight stick, look it up on Twitch. It's not up yet on YouTube, but it will be here soon. Alright. Then, of course, I've already got this complete. So, I wanted to actually have the counterpart because there's some chips that you can only get with the other versions, kind of like Pokemon. You remember that game that nobody's ever heard of? Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know why anybody plays that. No clue. No clue. Anyway, so there's that. So 2 carts, relatively cheap. I gave like $15 for both. People bitch about eBay being stupid expensive about some games. I use eBay a lot because a lot of the time you can find some pretty good deals on there. Somebody not trying to charge an arm and a leg, or you can catch something on a bid. Pretty sure that's what I did there. I caught those on a bid. About right, about what they were worth. Kind of wish I got it in a flea market for $2 or $3 a pop, but hey. Now here's a game from my childhood I recently played live on Twitch. And that's the Great Circus Mystery featuring Mickey and Minnie. Good game. This is back when Disney games were actually still really good. And I had a lot of fun with it. It has not aged terribly well. It's actually got a fair bit of difficulty to it. There's a lot of cheap deaths, but it's still a good game. It gives you enough continues to where you can keep trying and trying and trying and trying, and you'll eventually get it. So there's that. So I mean, good game. $12. It's actually cheaper than what it lists for retail, so I got a pretty good deal. I go to a place called McKay's near where I live, and they generally charge. Their prices are fair. They aren't like most retail places, so they're pretty good. If you ever get a chance and you're on the East Coast where I'm at, and in the South, ergo my accent. Why can't the Southern accent be as sexy as like British or Australian? Come on. Anyway, continuing on with that, I also managed to pick up one of these. Now you're going, well, what's in the case? Well, got this because I'm actually starting to work on some of my own game consoles. Nintendo consoles, things like that. I've got a couple DS slots I'm currently tinkering with to hopefully get fixed back up, breathe some new life back in them, resell them, send them to new and good homes. My friend Leo at Weaver Forge is actually helping me sell some of this stuff. So if you would like to check him out, look up his eBay store. Okay? Anyway, I'm warming up. Sorry, I need some coffee. Coffee. So, moving right along. Black Friday was extremely kind to me. Yeah, very, very, very kind. I managed to actually find a lot of really good stuff on Black Friday. That's what where most of this came from. I actually purchased Destiny 2. Gave 25, pretty much just like everybody else did that day. It's worth that. I gave 100 for my limited edition Destiny back in the day. While I do not think it's quite that good, I don't think it's as good as the original, but it's pretty fair. I've been enjoying it. I've been playing it with Lith here lately. And the unfortunate thing is, when my internet is, I can't play online and stream, so there's that. So I've been recording it. Going to do a little bit of editing, because I know you guys don't want to sit through like 8 or 9 hours of video. So I'm going to do some editing, highlights, things like that, upload it to YouTube here soon. So you guys can check that out. That'll be a YouTube exclusive, of course. So there's that. Then we got Titanfall 2. Now, I played this game when it first came out. I had it for like $12 at Walmart on Black Friday. I could not pass it up. I really, really, really want to do another playthrough of this game, just because of how great the story is. I mean, I won't lie, the story kind of made me tear up a little bit at the end. It's one of those kind of games. You know how it's going to go the entire time. You get super attached, and yeah, not to spoil anything. The game's been out long enough. You should know by now. Anyway, Titanfall 2, great game, great controls. Didn't care much for the multiplayer, to be honest. Didn't like it as much. However, the campaign is the redeeming factor. I gave 12 for it. Well worth that. Like I said, I played it when it first came out. Want to do it some more. And here's another one, the Soulsborne type. This is not actually made by From Software. This is Neo. Another cool game. It's highly reputed in the gaming community as being hard, though as I've heard it's not as hard as Dark Souls, but it's of that type, and a whole hell of a lot more loot. Like, it's supposed to have like Diablo levels of loot that you can get. So $20, fuck yeah, I want to pick it up. Now here's one I got a good deal on. I'm wanting to play through this entire series one of these days. And that's the Yakuza series. Heard great things about it. I love my beat 'em ups. 1988 Japan. I mean, this is about the most Japanese kind of game that you're going to get, and it still be in English. I heard the story's supposed to be good. Excellent gameplay, everything. Come on, you get to do karaoke. What's wrong with that? Anyway, onward and upward. I'm falling behind on my fighters. But Tekken 7, $25, could pass it up. So, yeah. And they recently released, or going to be releasing, Geese Howard from Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, that series. And if you know anything about me, I love my Fatal Fury, King of Fighters series. I adore them. I love Capcom vs. SNK 2. So to even see him in this, somebody that is not from a mainstream fighting game anymore, to see him in that is really cool. Plus, I watched Maximilian Dude do a kind of like a gameplay with Geese. It looked really good. He's got his Neo Deadly Rave, which looks freaking amazing. You can combo the fuck out of somebody into it. Looks really awesome. Also, Akuma is in here. which is really cool. The fact that Capcom is doing stuff with Namco, or Bandai Namco as they're known now. Let's see, Bandai Namco. Yeah. So that was a good one to pick up. And I've also been wanting to get around to playing this. Final Fantasy 15. This is the Day 1 edition. As you can tell, the cover is all nice and shiny and shit. I've heard a lot of good things about the story. I've heard a lot of good things about the gameplay. While it's not my classic turn-based type, like I loved in Final Fantasy X, I swear I want you to go back to turn-based with Final Fantasy. There's not been a good turn-based Final Fantasy in years. Hell, there's not been a turn-based Final Fantasy aside from the freaking retro thing that they released along with this. And that's not even a full-fledged game, which pisses me off. I hate turn-based. Is going the way of the dodo. God, I miss the strategy of it. I mean, the last thing you really had was the pre-order bonus for Final Fantasy 15 and the, what was it, World of Final Fantasy that came out a couple years ago. That I've heard is supposed to be actually really good. I've seen a lot of good reviews of it. So, there's that. Now, moving on. Alright. Now, got a whole stack of DS games. I mean, freaking stack. So, let's get started. Friend of mine. I know I'm sure you've seen him pop up on the chat a few times here and there. My friend Inferno. He's really big in the Monster Hunter series. He's been talking about it. I mean, he just loves the series. So I was like, what the hell? Figured I would actually pick up Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Been hearing a lot of really great things about this game. I want to try it, test it out. Because I played Monster Hunter on PS2 back in the day. Didn't care much for it. I didn't like the controls, how everything was set up. Game looked cool. Loved the box art. But just couldn't get into it. It's not my cup of tea. Or wasn't my cup of tea. I'm probably going to do that game live on stream here before long. Would like to check it out. Anyway, yeah, I got some more of those in that game series you never heard about. What was it called? Pokemon? Yeah. I don't know how this game series never took off. I don't know how it wasn't a craze of the 90s. But, yeah. Don't know. Anyway, somehow or another I managed to pick up a copy of Pokemon Sun. Sealed. GameStop was having I guess a clearance of the games just because they weren't popular. But I had Pokemon Y. Why wasn't it popular? They're good games. I just don't know why they're not popular. Anyway, Pokemon X. Omega Ruby. And Alpha Sapphire. All complete. I mean, I guess because they didn't sell well or something. I don't know. But they had it for like $20 a piece. If you bought 3, you got it for 40. And I just threw the extra one on there with it. Just so I'd have all 4. Because I didn't want them to fall into obscurity, man. Just didn't want it to happen. It break my heart. They just became totally forgotten titles. So, yeah, that's my inner collector. So, yeah, those will stay out of the dustbins of obscurity. Anyway, I'll get a deed for this month. Then, managed to pick up Zelda Triforce Heroes. Really and truthfully don't know anything about this game. Yeah, I haven't really heard a whole lot. Don't know if it's absolute shite or what, but I actually really wanted to check it out. Because I do like The Legend of Zelda. I've been wanting to play a new Zelda game. So, one reason why I grabbed it up. Then after that, bought a whole stack of PS3 games. I mean, I went totally ham on Black Friday. I've been saving up. So that's the reason why I've been able to buy all this shit. Because I literally saved for like 2 or 3 months to where I could actually do this. So don't ever think I'm just spending all my money on video games, just most of it. Bills are paid. Don't worry, bills are paid. Anyways, I just picked this up for like $5. Gundam Musou 3. Or as it's known in the States, Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. Okay? This is done by the same people that did the Dynasty Warriors series. Now, the same series that's gone on for like 9 games. You know, that series of constant hack slash that's been beaten like a dead horse, fucked a few times like a dead horse, then beaten a few more times like a dead horse. But they did something, and really cool. They took Gundam. You're fighting shit like Zaku 2s, you're killing GMs. I mean, any form of mass production suit, you're fighting droves upon droves of them, and you're in a Gundam, you're cutting swaths through the enemy. I mean, you're just ripping them apart. It's good. It's a love letter to Gundam fans. And this is about the best one in my opinion. I've got this on 360. Love it. So much fun. It was like $5. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, really and truthfully, I could not pass it up. I've enjoyed the game on 360. Death Scythe is actually in this one, and he can one-shot kill bosses at max level. So yeah, I wasn't going to pass it up. It's not one I'll probably ever really play because I don't understand Japanese. I can't read Japanese or anything. But it's cool to have on PS3, and here in the past few months, I've developed a soft spot for imported titles. There's something about them. I enjoy them. Japan's art or Japan's manuals and things like that are a lot nicer than ours. Ours are they're more function, like do this, and this, and this, and this. Whereas Japan, their stuff is very colorful, has a lot of art in it, things like that. So that's the reason why I like getting the Japanese releases of games, because aesthetically they're more pleasing. And they're cheap. They're considerably cheaper. But, I mean, there's that. Now, I have a severe fetish for niche titles. I love little off-the-wall titles that are not AAA games, especially localized Japanese releases. A lot of these came out on the PS3 and PS2. PS2 is where I've got some of my favorite games. I mean, they're just the off-the-wall shit like Makai Kingdom, Disgaea. I love anything by Nippon Ichi Software or Atlas. So you give me something like that, I'm like, give me. Because one, they're low production, so that goes to my collector instincts. And also, 90% of the time, the games are really good. Got good stories. They have interesting combat systems. They are off the beaten path. They're original, whereas stuff in the US has grown very tired. I mean, you've got your Call of Duties, you've got your Battlefield 1s and things like that. This kind of stuff harkens back to the times of when games were more for fun. So that's the reason why I like my localized Japanese titles. So, I mean, they're also a lot more funny too. Like, some of them are just downright hilarious. But anyway, know absolutely nothing about this title other than it's on Steam and it's supposed to be pretty good. This is Fairy Fencer F. It just looks pretty. I mean, it just really does. It looks really, really nice. I like the character designs, things like that. Know absolutely nothing about the story. I know nothing about the gameplay. I've just heard a lot of really good stuff about it. Or not really heard a lot, but seen some stuff about it. Heard the title, so on and so forth. There's that. This is Unedited Universe. Now, I was a little pissed about this one. Because GameStop, you are a bunch of douchebags. And yeah. What do I play in Street Fighter? I play a little bit of everything, to be honest. Anything I can really get my hands on. Generally play Ken. But anyway, let's see. But Unedited Universe is supposed to be Valkyrie, X-Gust, Demon Dog King, and Nippon Ichi Software. Some companies from Japan all came together to make this game, which is really cool because I am a super, super huge fan of the Disgaea universe, which is part of Nippon Ichi Software. So, yeah. I just hated that GameStop put the label over where the cover art was damaged. Now I gotta get a new cover art. Blah. GameStop, you're a bunch of dicks. Now, this is a game I've been curious about for a pretty good while. This is a game that I actually looked up reviews for. It got kind of very, very mediocre reviews. So I didn't pick it up at the time because it was like 40, 50 bucks. And I did not want to pay that much for it. Well, Black Friday, GameStop was doing a buy two, get one. So, I mean, most of these titles I was buying up like that. And this is Time and Eternity. This is one of the ones I got for free. So, free is a whole lot better than 40 or 50 bucks. I mean, just basic math. Anyway, I don't know anything as far as the story, anything like that, but it looks like it'd be pretty interesting. Plus, it's very easy on the eyes. I mean, there's ass there. Everybody likes ass. And I mean, it's pretty cool. It's not the collector edition, unfortunately, because the collector edition for this actually looks really neat. But I actually really like the art style of this. I mean, not Yuri or anything like that. I just like the general art style. It looks really, really nice, to be honest. But like I said, I know nothing of the gameplay. I don't know anything about the story. This is one of those games that I will probably be streaming before long. Got so many games I need to stream. But hey, one of those things. This one, I just remember hearing the title a few times. Again, nothing I know. One I know nothing about hardly. It's kind of like a strategy RPG, kind of like Disgaea or something like that, from what I can understand, from the way it looks. It was like $8, and it's on my buy one get one, so can't complain. This one I'm sort of disappointed on because this is Trails of Cold Steel 2. You know what sucks about this? GameStop lost the disc. Yeah. So instead of them just taking and throwing it away, something lame. Hey, feller, what's up? But GameStop lost the disc. So they were just going to toss the case. I was like, fuck it, I'll take the case. I'll just buy a disc only, complete it back. So, I mean, to be fair, I can fix it, but it just sucks they lost the game. Because now I gotta go through the trouble of finding it. But, could be worse, I suppose. How you doing tonight, something lame? Ooh, man, I need more coffee. Coffee is good. Now this one is kind of odd. I just wanted to. I just got this just to have another free game, to be honest. So this one is called The Awakened Fate Ultimatum. Know nothing of it, know nothing about it, other than it looked interesting. That's it. I wipe my ass with peanut butter. Well, that sounds like it get messy very, very quickly. Alright, anyway. Indeed, coffee is life. Coffee is good. So, yeah, this is pretty good. Pretty good fun. Anybody that knows me, well, as you couldn't tell, I've got spiders out the wazoo. So, this was a cool one. Similar to Blah's Blue, this is Under Night M-Birth XE Late. Seen Max play it, Maximilian Dude. Looks like it'd be pretty interesting. It's only like $10, so I figured, why the hell not? Pick it up. We're going to stream a little bit gameplay of it a little bit. See what it's like. Fix my green screen? Dude, that is not a freaking green screen. This is actually my game room. Yeah. All that back there is my babies. That's great. Somebody actually thinks that's a green screen. That's awesome. Last PS3 game. Another one of the greats. Dead Space. I own 2 and 3. Gameplay. Who am I to judge? Be perfectly honest, I do not care. But anyway, this is Dead Space. Really great game. Is the game that really put the now defunct that the now defunct Visceral Game Studios. This is the game that put them on the map. It's so good. That's a lot of games. Well, thank you. That's 20 plus years of collecting. A lot. A lot of time. I've been kind of started collecting when I was 5. I love video games. Then just went on from there. I didn't start becoming a very avid collector until I was like 20. When I got my first job, then just what didn't go to bills and to my savings, I bought games with. You know me on a spiritual level now. Okay, that's pretty great. But yeah. I had this game at one point, and I was stupid, and I traded it in, and now I've got it again, which I was super, super happy about. So, there's all the PS3 stuff. Now, now, here's some slightly cool shit. Has Been Heroes, $10. Couldn't pass it up. I mean, it's a Switch game for $10. I mean, it's the alternate cover art, and like I said, it is $10 on sale for the Switch. Figured, why the hell not? Even if it is crap, at least I'm not out any money. Well, other than $10. Then my buddy Leo Axton at Weaver Forge. Something lame. Thanks for the follow, dude. Thank you very much. Anyway, my buddy Leo Axton at Weaver Forge, he donated a few games to me just so I can kind of feature them on my channel, stream them here soon. Killzone, PS2, Excellent first-person shooter. This is actually his old copy that we used to play back when we were a lot younger. Do I have a Roblox? No, I do not. Do not own anything like that. But he actually gave this to me because he managed to get a black label copy of it. So that was really nice of him. Yeah, I'd rather not be doing that. Thank you. Not my cup of tea. Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. Yes, Killzone is so good. I agree. Yeah, especially the first game. The second one was eh. I mean, it was just eh. I mean, it had tank controls in a first-person shooter is what it felt like. I mean, you were not moving worth a shit. 3 fixed it. 3 was really good. The original is just so good. Jesus, you collect a lot of games. Dark Bent Over. Yeah. Like I got done saying just a minute ago, I've been collecting 20 plus years, man. So it's been nice. Those my babies back there. But anyway, this is Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. This is the greatest hits. Unfortunately, I don't like talking is hard sometimes. I don't like collecting greatest hits, but they were given to me, so I can't complain. So, I mean, this is going to go in my collection. And when I find a black label, kick it up on eBay. Let somebody else enjoy it. Now, we all know about the whole debacle going on with the EA right now. It's a sad truth of video games as it stands now. You know, the whole Battlefront 2 debacle that's going on, where EA has lost $3 billion of value because of their stupidity. Yeah, that sucks. So I figured, why not get the original? Talking, yeah, we don't do that around here. Yeah, but otherwise, you just seeming mom shit would not work too good. Although it might be entertaining in some lots, it would not be entertaining for long. You know, me going, But yeah, Star Wars Battlefront Black Label complete. So happy to get this. So happy. Then a few minutes ago, oh Battlefront. Yes. Oh Battlefront. Now you saw me do one of the previous games. I purchased it. Of course, my buddy Leo, he owns a eBay store. Gives me first dibs on a lot of games. Gives me a really good discount. Got Monster Hunter, the original Monster Hunter. Game usually goes for like $20. He managed to sell it to me for like 10. Like I said, he cut me a really good deal on it. I've been wanting to go back and play the original. I mean, it's 100% complete, good shape. I mean, it's almost a mint copy. Really excited to play it. I'm probably going to stream it here in a few days, just to see if my opinions of it have changed. My gaming tastes compared to what I played back in the day to now have changed greatly. Used to, I hated the Dark Souls series, despised it. And then just one day I decided to just buckle down and play it on Steam, and it turned out to be one of my favorite series. That's what I'm hoping happens to Monster Hunter. I would pay to watch you make a stream without talking. It would be so funny. Alright, if I ever see you in chat, man. If I ever see you in chat, I'm going to hold you to that. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to pay me anything. But if I ever see you in chat, I'll do a whole mom section. We'll do that. How's that sound? That could be seriously funny. Mush Boomy. What does that even mean? Mean? Mime? Mime is, you know, yeah, like moms. Like, you know, the little weird dudes. Yeah. Little weird dudes that don't talk and always do motions. Oh, yeah, those guys. Uh, you guys are making my night. I'm having a blast right now. Also, a great game. Sadly, this is not the Dreamcast version, which kind of sucks. I'd rather have the Dreamcast version because it's the original. It's the purest form. But PlayStation 2, Crazy Taxi. Again, it's a greatest hits copy. Until I find a black label, it's going to my collection. Then I'll sell it on eBay. So, I mean, it's a good game. One of those great kind of arcadey games that you just sit and enjoy. Then a classic that I played that I just enjoyed the hell out of. Played it for freaking hours. And that is Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Now, I own Substance. I have it. Greatly enjoyed the hell out of it. But I don't own the original Snake Eater. I own the collection. I own the collection has a Substance disc in it, and I also own the Metal Gear Solid 3 Substance, but I don't own the original. And I've been looking to get the original for a long time. It's sitting here. It's complete. Nice, pretty, good condition. It's not in perfect condition, but it's in good condition. Been wanting to get it for a while. So, there's that. And yeah, I'm doubling down on, you know, Monster Hunter. Like I said, when I start on something, I start on a game series hard. I buy pretty well everything up from it and sit and play it. So, this is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on Wii U, complete. Like $6. Wii U's on the way out. GameStop is trying to liquidate all its stock as much as possible on Wii U games. I mean, brand new copy of Star Fox Zero for $20, 100% complete. Why the hell not? I mean, I don't even know what Star Fox Guard is, but I'm a stickler for making sure that I've got my games complete. If they have an hour box, if they got something goes with it, something like that, I'm very particular about that. That's something that I'm OCD about. I can't avoid it. I like having my stuff complete. And this is brand new in the box. Roblox is not in your collection, so your collection is pretty weak. Yeah, but I got like Valkyrie Profile, Vanguard Bandits, Lunar, Silver Star Story Complete. What else do I have? Got some pretty cool stuff. It may not be as cool as that, but got a little bit of everything. Armored Core Last Raven. Buddy Leo. He and I used to play the Armored Core series a lot back in the day. I mean, we spent hours upon hours building ACs. Building ACs and just battling the hell out of them. And Last Raven was the last of the PS2 Armored Core series. And probably the last really good Armored Core. Just freaking love this game. Granted, it is not as good as Armored Core Another Age, but it's still amazing. Oh my god. Dude, these games will go for so much money in the future. Probably, but not the point. I like having the ability of walking over. Oh, I've got that game. Yeah, let's go over here and play it for a little while. And that's the reason why I stream, so other people can enjoy a game with me as well. Roblox #1. Uh, this is a kind of another interesting one I got for relatively cheap. They're also liquidating their stock of Wii games. What I've been curious about, my girlfriend is actually wanting me to stream this one, and that is Pandora's Tower. It's an Xseed game. Xseed is kind of like Nippon Ichi Software and Atlas, kind of fall in that same vein. They do localizations of games, release them over here, and yeah, I mean, the art is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's so pretty. G Meyer TV. How much does my background cost? At this point, I'm scared to even try to calculate everything up. In behind me, actually in this room, there are about something like it's green screen. There are about 760 plus games in this room. 20 years collecting. So yeah, that background is worth a fair bit. Yeah. But anyway, Pandora's Tower. Know nothing really about it other than just a general idea of the story, and that's about it. I don't really know anything about the gameplay other than it's probably a action RPG like most everything is these days. G Meyer TV. Starting to wheel the pile down. I'm going to kind of break it up before we get to the really cool stuff. I mean, the really, really cool stuff. I've been trying to complete some games here lately. CTR, Crash Team Racing Manual. Just owned the disc. Buddy Leo cut me a deal on all the stuff that I got from him today. He just like, here, take this shit. So there's that one. Tekken 3. Go touch the games. Valkyrie profile. Free will, all the proof you need. Dot Hack GU Volume 3. Pull one from every shelf. What's a good one over here? Moss of the Demon Blade. Fake, it's edited. Yeah, it's edited live stream, man. Edited live stream. That 30-second delay. Do so much in 30 seconds. I can at least get me a happy ending in 30 seconds. I don't know about her. Alright, Tekken 3 manual. And Toyota Pro Skater 2 manual. Oh, she loves them. She loves sitting and watching me play them, actually. She actually watched me do a playthrough of Mega Man X and Mega Man X2. Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, I've got the Final Fantasy 15 standee. And let me move out of the way. Also got the Shadow of War standee. Yeah, my girlfriend's a little bit of a gamer too. She's not really able to play as much as I am, but she enjoys them. She enjoys watching. She enjoys playing them. She has very, very similar interest to what I do. So it's awesome. A little bauble here. Shadow of War. I don't know anybody that pre-ordered this game. It's I can't get it out, but it's a bottle opener. I mean, how can you pass up a bottle opener in the shape of a hammer. I mean, it's almost like it's Mjolnir from Thor. So yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. I liked it. It looks like a miniature GameStop. Yeah. Favorite recent games released? Hmm. I'm playing a lot of Destiny 2, doing a lot of PvP. Here lately, I'm just low level on it, just doing PvP and shit like that, leveling that way. Um, been playing a lot of Pokemon Moon, not Ultra or anything. I've been playing a lot of just standard Moon. I've been liking it a lot. Let's see. As far as another recent release, Evil Within 2, I actually streamed that a while back. That game is so good. Gundam Versus. Whew. Gundam Versus was awesome. It's one of the best Gundam games released stateside in a long time. And then, of course, you got Gundam Breaker 3, which is really great as far as an imported game. I got the Singapore edition, so it's actually in English, which is really awesome. Really handy. But, yeah, that's pretty well most of the... Well, I know it's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I haven't really had a chance to play it as much as I'd like to. I haven't had a lot of time to play my fighters like I want to lately, which is unfortunate. I've got 2 fight sticks and only really been using the one. I actually played Mega Man X2 the other day with a fight stick, which was interesting, trying to do those dash jumps for that thing. It sucked, but I made it work. Kicked the shit out of Sigma. Kicked ass, took names. You know, usual shit. This was $3. Dragon Age Inquisition Guide. Pretty well sealed aside from, the bottom being open. So, couldn't really pass that one up. That's a game I need to sit and play here eventually. All the way through. Now, that'll take a while. For some reason, I like these little controllers. Don't know why. They feel horrid, but I like them aesthetically. And that is the original Pro Controller for the Wii. I don't know why I like them. I guess it's because it looks like a Super NES controller. It's really freaking awesome looking to me. Favorite item I've collected. Ooh, horror game. That's hard to really pin down. I've got a lot of pretty rare stuff. Probably one of my prides and joys. It's not worth a whole hell of a lot, but it's my 25th edition Street Fighter. It's up there. The Akuma symbol. Black box with the Akuma symbol. That is my 25th anniversary Street Fighter box. That was one of the first special edition games I ever purchased. Freaking love it, dude. It had downloadable codes for all the Street Fighter games that were on PSN. Had Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, Street Fighter Cross Tekken in it. Had all the originals. Had all the original Street Fighter cartoon in it. Had, what was it? The Street Fighter 2 movie in it. The one that came out in the 90s. Then it was jam-packed full of stuff. It had Ryu's belt, has a statue of Ryu in it that lights up, and get this, a 10 CD collection of all the music from Street Fighter. Every single game that was ever released. Street Fighter 1 all the way up to everything in 4, I think, at the time. So yeah, that's probably my favorite as far as like game I've collected. Item, hard to say, to be perfectly honest, as far as an item. Probably, I don't know. I had to get back to you on that one, G Meyer. Wii is life. I really like my Wii. Really like mine. My Wii U. Wii U I've had a lot of time with. Sup, bro? You look like a real man's man. Got the beard growing. Pretty darn scruffy. And I got the long, luscious locks. So, trying to get my Viking look back that I had a couple years ago. Miss looking like a Viking. I stand about 6'2" and slightly intimidating at times when the temper gets about right. Mind if I ask you a few questions, get your opinions? Something lame. No, my phone has no charge. Catch y'all later. Something lame. Take it easy, man. Pop back and see me sometimes. Good talking to you. Look at those. Mind if I ask you a few questions, get your opinions? Feel free, dude. More than welcome. Alright, now back to the more kind of interesting stuff. IRM collection. This is Japan only. Import release. It's kind of odd for Japan to release one in kind of like a standard jewel case. Most time a Japan release game is in a much wider case. They sit about, let me see, get this thing evened out. Probably about that much wider. So they don't really sit, doesn't really sit too well in a standard holder, which sucks because I've got drawers of video games over there and they don't really sit in there too well. So look at those. So do you think I have a soul? I know it seems like a big question, but I'm wondering. Me personally, I don't believe in souls. I'm an atheist. Have been for a while now. I don't believe in souls, but I do believe in ghosts in certain ways, like as in like residual electrical energy, because your body is actually kind of like encapsulated electrical signals. So yeah, I believe in something like that. If that's what you're referring to as a soul, then yeah, I can believe in that. Other than that, not so much. Believe our existence is pointless, but to have as much fun as fucking possible. That's life. Maybe I sound like a little bit of a hedonist, but that's me. That's my opinions on it. This one was really cool. This was a really nice find to find. I got it off of eBay. Now, granted, I paid about what it was worth, which is about $25. But this is Armored Core, Master of Arena, still factory sealed. So I agree with your path of thinking. My question further, my consciousness, do I keep it? Is it nothingness that I have to look forward to? There is well, I did not think I was going to wind up getting into a conversation about existentialism, but I guess we are. One of my favorite books I've ever read has actually been made into a pretty high-end TV show, and that's American Gods. And my favorite part of the book, this is still kind of sticking with nerddom, I guess, but one of my favorite parts of the books is the protagonist, Shadow. He gets asked upon his death at the point of the book what he wants his afterlife to be. And they just look at him, you want Valhalla, you want such and such and such and such. He's like, I want nothing. Complete and total nothingness. And he's like, because that is absolute and total peace, because Shadow had pretty well had a shit life. Look at those, man. Thank you for the follow. Had a pretty well shit life. He had just gotten out of prison. He's I'm not going to really spoil any of the book in case you want to read it, because it is such a good book. But he winds up, of course, going on to the afterlife, and that's what he wants, is absolute nothingness. It's so great. Me personally, I believe. How can I believe in if I believe in a God and a devil, therefore I have to believe in a heaven or hell? Flip side of that is, how can I believe in an afterlife if I don't believe in a God? So, yes, I believe it is nothingness. And it's hard to wrap your head around it, because the human psyche wants to believe that there is something out there. They wants to believe that all this has a meaning. But me, my inner nihilist, just tells me it's pointless. It's without meaning to exist. But that doesn't make it any less important, if that makes sense. Your existence, you're given. The nihilist belief should make you, the what does it matter and everything should make you more so believe that life is more sacred, because there is nothing else. So if there's nothing else on the other side, you should enjoy the time you have in your life as much as possible. I think, look at those. I think it's hard to wrap your head around, because we only know consciousness. My wish would be to keep energy combined with the earth and keep my consciousness, but I know probably won't. So what you're wanting is more of a Wiccan belief then, where you actually become part of the earth again. And in a sense, you do. You're born from dust, you go back to dust, which is kind of, sort of going back to it. But to retain your consciousness, I don't believe in that. But that is a very, very cool belief, in my opinion. I'm not somebody that bashes somebody else's beliefs, because who I am, I enjoy how other people think. I enjoy listening to people, what they believe, things like that. The beliefs of the afterlife are so interesting to me. How we all come to the conclusion of, do I believe in this? Or do I not believe in this? Is there a God? Is there not a God? Is there a devil? Is there a hell? Is there a heaven? Is there a Valhalla? Is there a Nirvana? Whatever form of afterlife you may believe. Is there reincarnation? Is there not? I mean, I hope there's not reincarnation, because there's a lot of things I would not want to be reincarnated into. Yeah, so many things I would not want to be reincarnated into. But the idea of reincarnation is interesting. But that is also a grasp for importance. I mean, if we die and there is a heaven, sweet, but meh. I hope I'm just not reincarnated as a bug or some shit. That's what I'm talking about, is reincarnation. Because, man, that spooks the shit out of me. I mean, I've not really done a whole lot of bad in my life. But you don't know how much bad compared to good you've done your entire life. So that scale can kind of tilt in one way or the other. Especially if you're right there dead even. You've done just a little bit too much bad and you get reincarnated as, I don't know, a bug. Then, oh yeah, I'm a bug. Yay! Squash. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Heaven, to me, heaven couldn't exist, in the sense that in a way that the Judeo-Christian belief system works. Because what winds up happening, you believe in a heaven. The way that it all works, it's absolute happiness. So absolute happiness is only attained through absolute bliss. I think you kind of get where I'm going with this. So absolute bliss in that situation, you would not be able to remember the bad things in your life. You would only be able to remember the good of sorts. So you are taking everything out of your consciousness, everything that's bad out of your consciousness, leaving the good. So in doing so, our bad experiences just as much define our good. Our bad experiences just as much define us as our bad experiences. They all go into our what is called ego, our personality. You would not be the person you are today without your bad experiences. Vice versa, you would not be the person you are today without your good experiences. So to believe in a heaven, to be absolutely happy and be blissful and everything, is just preposterous. You could not be that. You could not be the same person you are in heaven as you are now. Let's see. Look at those. Hey, let's hope that science hurries the fuck up and I live long enough to get a cyborg body. That might work, but then you run the kind of the crux of eternal life at that point. And then the crux of eternal life is outliving other people, or you seeing so much bad. I mean, the human mind is not designed to live for ages, for eons. Your insanity, I would imagine, starts setting in at that point if you lived so long. Absolute bliss sounds dumb to me because my personality is not singularly good. Therefore, I feel I wouldn't truly remain my conscious self as I am now. That's kind of what I'm getting at with heaven. Heaven is said in the Bible to be paved in streets of gold and to be a place of absolute happiness. It is said that there is no pain. Call out Nirvana. Nirvana is a place devoid of pain, devoid of suffering. Well, if you make a world like that, it goes back to the bad experiences. The bad experiences define you. Therefore, in those bad experiences, if they are taken away from you, you as a person warp. You change. So that's one thing that I put up against the argument of heaven. Now, if somebody was to believe in heaven, is pure Judeo-Christian, whatever, that's fine. I'm not bashing your religion. I just can't. I can't really believe in it. It's just me. What is happening in this stream? Yeah, this went from a gameplay pickup stream to a kind of reflection on not necessarily religion, but the afterlife, consciousness. You know, I always thought, why does heaven need streets? And why, if we leave all our moral possessions behind for bliss, does it being made of gold even matter? That has also been my argument as well. That why if worldly possessions matter not, why do the streets need to be made of gold? Because that's purely a monetary thing. Quandrabi, or let's see, let me see your name. Quandraxt. Okay. I can actually see your name now. Part of it is cut off, and the font that it was colored in my stream was not allowing me to actually see it. I'm sorry, man, that I mispronounced that. I feel like in a church. This is not really church. This is... God, I haven't been to church in years, and I'm so glad. This is more a discussion. came to me, wanted to know my opinion, and I applaud him for that. I I enjoy a convening of minds. I enjoy something like that. We're driving Rolls Royces up there and everything is gold, but hey, I don't give a fuck about that or anything. Yeah, pretty much. It's supposed to be purely non. It's going to be a non-monetary system. So why would streets be paved in gold? What would be the importance of that other than, ooh, shiny quadrant? It's square in English. I mean, German word for square. That's cool. Like I said, I'm sorry for butchering your name, man. Like I said, I try to read everybody's name as close to what it is and try to pronounce it correctly. Like I said, it wasn't popping up where I could actually see it, so I was kind of taking a stab at the dark. I do as well enjoy a good conversation and to examine the thoughts of others. Thank you for answering my questions honestly. Look at those, dude. I I am a Southern man at heart. Uh, where I'm from, we don't sugarcoat stuff hardly at all. At least, especially with my family. So I'm not going to tell you anything but what is honest. That's just my beliefs. That's how my beliefs work. So I'm not going to tell you otherwise. And I will sit and have a fair debate with you. I will debate with pretty much anybody as long as they are nice about it, tactful. Because nobody. Mondrak! Thanks, man. So you learned at least one German word. Let's see. No, I just wanted to teach you something. So you learned at least one German word. Feels good, man. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I enjoy learning. I'm a creature of learning. I mean, I'm a tinkerer at heart. Uh, my job is primarily Hispanics. Teach myself Spanish so I can communicate and do my job more effectively. I what is that term? I am a information sponge. And how can you be? I guess my thing is, how can you be sure of what you believe unless you can stack it up against somebody else? And if your beliefs are shaken or you get offended, then you never believed it in the first place. It's you should never be offended by what somebody else believes. Now that should not affect your basic sense of morality. But believe what you will, if somebody was to shake that, especially down to its core, where it leaves cracks in your belief systems, you didn't believe it in the first place. That was my thing with Christianity. Most of my friends, whenever I was in high school, were atheists. I mean, you can look at me, probably tell most of my friends in school were potheads. I mean, but those guys were some of the smartest kids in school, so that's who I associated with. So you have a six set up behind you. What's the deal there? What do you do for a living? Uh, I work as a trainer. I train people to do a certain kind of job. I'm not really going to divulge what I do exactly, but I teach people how to do said job and do it well. And like I said, this was not done overnight. This was over years of collecting. While it has blown up in the past 5 to 6 years, um, it's it is something I've collected just over time. But yeah, look at those, man. Thank you for having that talk with me. I actually really enjoyed that. If you have any more questions like that some point in time, feel free, hop on the stream, man. Anytime, you are welcome. I'll sit and talk with you anytime. What's my favorite piece in that room? Hmm. Well, like I said earlier, one of them being my Street Fighter 25th Anniversary Edition that I've got there. Uh, Enjoy the hell out of that. That's one of my favorites. My two standees that I got behind me, I had to pick those up. Um, Actually, I've got just a few pieces left. Let me do these real quick. Actually, a couple of things are in it. I'll show you some of the kind of really cool stuff. Of course, this is not one of them, but this is Ys on the Famicom. Got it complete. Pretty cool. I'm going to kind of storm through this, that way I can get to your question. Look at those. This is one right here. I had this when I was a kid. My original copy is actually sitting in a drawer over there next to me. This is Yoshi, released on the original NES. It's 100% complete, near mint condition. Freaking loved this game when I was a kid. It brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. My mom and dad actually purchased a. It's funny the things you retain from your childhood. I mean, it really is. I remember them buying me a 19-inch Zenith TV. I had that thing for years. This was the first game I remember playing on it, and it was so much fun. I'll probably wind up hooking it up here, and I'll probably drop this one in the Retron because I don't use my NES for recording all that much, but just because my upscaler is so shabby. But I'll pop this in the Retron one day and stream it. But really enjoyed this. I was very, very pleased to be able to find this out and about in the wild. It warmed my little southern nerdy heart. Ogre Battle. What mic am I using? I'm actually using my mic for my camera right now. That's what I'm currently using. I'm using a Logitech C930E webcam. It's actually one of the better webcams you can get for streaming. So that's what I've been using, and it seems to work pretty good. I use it for my I do Gunpla streams. I don't know if you know what that is. It's the Gundam plastic models. I do them live on stream. I use it for that, and my sound quality is pretty good, and so is my video. Granted, I live in kind of a small town, so my internet doesn't really allow me to stream at 1080. I wish I could. This camera, it allows you to stream at 1080 at 30, which is really unheard of on webcams. I need to actually get a better camera one of these days, so I can actually do more professional stuff. This is all stuff I'm doing. I've been buying this stuff up straight out of my pocket here lately, and trying to actually make this kind of professional and do something good with it. Video games have been a love of mine ever since I was a kid, so I mean that's obviously the reason why I've got this. Look at those. Says it's clear. Thank you. Wow, yeah, for that it sounds really good. Yeah. If any of you guys stream any at all, I don't know if you do, but if you guys stream any at all, I would highly recommend this mic, or not mic, but webcam. It cost me like $80, and it's like really, really good. So, but yeah, Ogre Battle. Got it completed. It was like $16. Couldn't pass it up. Then look at those. This is another one. that I'm very proud of. I actually picked it up this month. This is a Japanese release of a game called Terra Enigma. I've actually been looking for this for 2 or 3 months ever since I saw it was part of Did You Know Gaming's channel. They do a thing called Region Locked. I'm not sponsored by them at all. If they ever watch, sponsor me, yeah, figure go ahead and throw that out. An English PAL version of this is retardedly expensive. So, yeah, I wasn't going to drop anything on that. However, I don't know if you guys know this, but a Retron, what you can do is you get an SD card. Well, on that SD card, you can drop what's called a patch. On the SD card, load up your Retron and drop the game in, tell it to load patch. It'll play a Japanese game in English. So that's the reason why I purchased this. So that I can actually play this game in English. It's part of the Illusion of Gaia series. Oh, this game is awesome. Oh, so you've played it. Yeah, I'm really, really, really wanting to play this. I'm actually going to pull it out of the packaging. Because I was very pleased to be able to get this in as good shape as it is, and for the price I did. I gave like $50 for it while I was on my little sabbatical looking for games on Black Friday. Me and the girlfriend actually went out and actually had a lot of fun that day. I mean, it was great. But the guy had, for some reason, I still have the original. That's cool. For some reason, I don't know why, it broke my heart because I still have all my games from my childhood. I do too. But it broke my heart because this guy, I'm a collector, of course, as you can see. And it really, really broke my heart because this guy, I don't know if he ran into money issues or what, but this guy had went into the store, and this is a huge store. It's called McKay's. It's in the South. And he had taken his entire collection in and traded it all in. And like I said, that'd be like trading in a kid or something like that. I don't know how I could do it. So he must have been hard up for cash or something. Like I said, just broke my heart. But I mean, he had some great titles that he had traded in. I've been trying to grab up what I can. As soon as they put one out, I generally try to grab it, just so I make sure it goes to a good home. Because I like my games a lot. But still in the plastic wrap and everything. I mean, dude really cared about it a lot. I mean, still got this little survey and everything. So I was very happy to get this. I mean, the manual is still in really good shape. It's one of those games that I was very, very, very fortunate to find. So, yeah, I was very, very happy. So, that being said, I'll pop out a few games for you that are personal favorites. Some games I spent a lot of time with. Most of them are in my display case right here. Actually, give me just a second. Well, I'm going to want to pop into everything out of my case. They'll all go back up, though. We'll set those there. All right. Now, one of the games, my favorite game of all time is, well, Chrono Trigger. I do not own a complete copy of that on the Super NES, which is unfortunate that thing goes for ungodly amounts these days. It's not exactly that it's an uncommon game or that's a rare game. It's actually fairly common. It's just the fact that it's so desired that everybody wants it so much. So I mean, this is my first chance to play it. Actually, I'll take that back. I played the original SNES version, but I wasn't able to own it. Neighbor kid had it, and I wound up moving away before I could buy it off of him. So this was the next best thing. I thought this was so cool. The Final Fantasy Chronicles has the original Chrono Trigger on it, and Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy not 14, Final Fantasy 4. And the original Chrono Trigger was such an awesome game. This took everything it had, put anime cutscenes in it by Akira Toriyama. And as everybody well knows, Akira Toriyama is the godfather of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball GT. He is the guy that just spawned that whole series. So, yeah, me being a kid that loved Dragon Ball, this was amazing to have. And the anime cutscenes are just so great. Didn't like Final Fantasy 4 all that much. Just never have cared much for that one. I wanted to play it, but just can't really do it. Then, of course, that being my favorite game of all time, I wanted a sequel. God, I wanted a sequel so bad. I was almost to the point of making like fan fiction. You know how big fan fiction was back in the 2000s. Like I wanted to write fan fiction or something. I wanted to actually bring something to life and have a sequel. Well, what slipped under my radar was Chrono Cross. Gamers have a love-hate relationship with this game. Very, very love-hate. This is one of those games you either love it or you despise it. And a lot of people can't get past the fact of, yes, it's in the Chrono series line, and it has loose ties to the Chrono Trigger games. But for the most part, it's its own game, and it is the music to it, the intro music. Oh God, is so good. Oh, was it Scars of Time? I think it's what it is. Is the original intro theme. So yeah, this is my copy. I begged my dad for this for Christmas. It's 100% complete. I begged and I begged and I begged for this game, and back in that time, that's back when this game was still really expensive. Like a copy of this was like $30-$40. So this is one of those games that is not super expensive, but it holds very nostalgic, sentimental value to me. I freaking love it so much. Now, this is probably that Akira Toriyama game is sick. Yes. Yeah. Chrono Trigger is freaking sick. Totally jealous. Yeah. I mean, if you have a PS1, you owe it to yourself. A copy of this is not super expensive. I think it's like $20-$30 US. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know where you're from. I don't know if you're in PAL regions or Japan, whatever. But I know they released this. I think they released it worldwide. I can't remember. But you owe it to yourself. $20-$30 US is well worth it just to have this. Now, there are long load times. There are load times in between battles. Like as soon as you touch an enemy, there is a load time. It kind of breaks immersion a little bit, but it's good. I have one of the original Final Fantasy VII games from back in the day. It's Near Mind. Okay, I get what you're saying. It is one of my prized possessions. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII is excellent. I unfortunately own a Greatest Hits copy. I've never owned... Oh, it's Near Mint. Okay, gotcha. I've never owned a Black Label. I had a chance to get a Black Label misprint from a friend. He had traded me something. This is back when the Black Label misprints were stupid high. They're not as bad now as they used to be. And I wound up trading something for it, and I had a crisis of conscience because I didn't realize it's the misprint version until I actually got it home. And I looked at the back, I was like, holy shit, it's a misprint. Talked to him, I was like, dude, I can't take this. I can't do it because this is worth so much. So I wound up giving it back to him. It's the way it goes sometimes, but I'd rather have good karma as being a total complete dick and have bad karma, and as Look at Those said, be reincarnated as a goddamn bug. No, I want no part of that. But anyway, probably one of the most expensive games in my collection, and probably one of the harder ones to find. It's a game by Enix and Tri-Aces, I think what it is. It's either Tri-Aces or Level 5. And that is Valkyrie Profile. Now, my copy is not in perfect shape. Yeah, I actually have my receipt when I purchased it. It's like I gave like $96 for it, and the game's worth like double that now. But I mean, my manual's in pretty good shape. My discs probably need buffed, but I mean, for what I gave for it, to have such an incredibly rare game, yeah, this is one of my pride and joys. This is a game I was very, very pleased to be able to pick up at the time. Just, very, very good. Then, of course, everybody spoke some that. Oh, wow. Thank you, dude. Cool room, great collections. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. Took me many, many years to collect this. This started off as a pickup stream. I do these about once a month. Was not expecting everybody to take such an interest in my game room. I'm not complaining though. I enjoy showing this stuff off. Folks, and that, thanks, man. Thanks for the follow. I like showing this stuff off. It's why I'm a gamer. It's the reason why I started doing my channel. It's so you guys could see games that you have probably never seen before. You probably don't even know about. Such good games that are incredibly rare that I've picked up, like my Valkyrie Profile. 90% of people are not going to be able to play that game because the price point of actually playing it on original hardware is so high. You can't really get this experience. Look at those. All right, man, I'm out of here. Have a great rest of your stream and a great night. Hey, dude, pop back in sometime. I'm usually streaming about this time of night. If you want to have another talk like we did tonight, feel free, man. Hit me up with a question. I enjoy talking with you. Anyway, Look at Those. Have a great night, buddy. It is a pleasure. But anyway, that's the reason why I do my stream, is so you guys can actually be able to enjoy something with me. You can see my reactions, have fun with me, laugh, listen to me scream and rage at a game. It's all why I do it. I do it for the enjoyment of playing a game, but I also do it for you guys, so you can also be able to enjoy it as well with me. But am I a Witcher fan? I kind of feel this is sacrilege at this point, but I like The Witcher. I like the lore behind The Witcher, but I haven't played much of them. I own 1 and 2 on Steam, but I have yet to have a chance to play them all the way through. I know the first game is supposed to be really good. The second one I played a fair bit of and got a decent ways into it and really liked what I played. I got distracted by something else at the time. Are you a Witcher fan? Spokesman at vomits. I just have yet to have a chance to sit down and play the series. I know it's, like I said, sacrilege at the time, but I just haven't had a chance yet. Possibly, maybe one of these days, I'll sit down and play all three of them. Hopefully, I'll get time. But no, I haven't played three. Haven't played three yet. I'm kind of OCD about story and lore. Uh, I don't like being lost when I jump in a game, so I play from the first game on forward. That's what I did with Dark Souls. Even as loosely tied as Dark Souls is in its lore, I wanted to play it from the beginning. So I played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, all completely in order. That's just how I am, so I can catch little strands of story. And that's pretty well the way it is with Witcher, because while I played of 2, it tied really, really deeply into the first game. And I mean, like, redheaded chick, I think it was, that's in the second game that you just wind up randomly boning, if I remember correctly. I was like, who the fuck's she? Why should I care about her character? That's just kind of how I am. So I need to sit down and play the first one all the way through. Triss Marigold. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's her. I'm not trying. I'm definitely not crapping on you guys for liking the series. I haven't had any way to really get attached to it. Uh, the music for that is really good. I've got the enhanced edition for 360. That's what I played it originally on, and the soundtrack to it is really good. Like, I freaking love the soundtrack. I've listened to it several times. So, like I said, I've enjoyed it. Um, but yeah, of course, everybody likes Final Fantasy. I have the original Final Fantasy completed. It's not in box, not in perfect shape. I haven't had this thing open in 3 or 4 years. Like I said, my box is in rough shape, like really, really rough shape. Oh God, waves of nostalgia. Back in the day when they actually gave you stuff whenever you got a game. But yeah, original Final Fantasy. I mean, almost mint. Like, my cart is actually in an enhanced edition. They gave you like a mini strategy guide and a CD. What else? I think that was it. They gave you a music CD and the like a mini guide. Now, oh, I think you were actually talking about this. Uh, yeah, like a map, then world map. You can tell this person that owned it was a kid, because I mean they actually wrote on the map right there. Then the original manual. Yeah, original manual. Granted, I gave. It's not worth this much anymore, but at the time I got a really good deal, so I was very happy to get it. I gave like $50. Yeah, yeah. I hate the fact that they're in such rough shape, but I couldn't pass it up because the dude was like, "Here, I tell you what." He had this marked for like $30, cart only. He's like, "I tell you what, drop me another 20, I'll give you the whole thing complete." Well, I mean, the cart was in brand new shape, and I was like, "Well, I don't have a complete box Final Fantasy," so I was like, "Okay, 20 extra bucks, I'll take it." So yeah, I was very pleased. Granted, it's not worth as much now. I think the original Final Fantasy is worth like 40, $50. Well, it's not worth that now. It's like worth 30, I think, now complete. Oh God, I can't get everything back in. Oh, please don't split the box. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Buckashane, Buckashane. I know a little bit of German, not much. Just a little. Okay, fuck it. I'll put that back in later. Another one of my crown jewels. All three of the Castlevanias complete. Got them right at $100, like 3 or 4 years ago. What's my favorite Final Fantasy? I hate to sound cliche because everybody's so divided. Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 7, which is the better one? I got to go with Final Fantasy 7, if nothing else for nostalgia purposes. That was my first Final Fantasy that I ever played. I played it back in the day. Yep, 7 is the best. Me personally, 7 is the best. I own Anthology, which it has 6 on it. 6 is by rights. Not a bad game. I like it. It was a lot of people's first Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, it was released as Final Fantasy 3 here in the US. And it did so much for the RPG genre. Then you went to Final Fantasy 7. It was the first Final Fantasy to be in 3D, the way it was. And the storytelling in that game, oh my god. Like, adolescent me seeing Aerith die for the first time. God, that... I think I was like 12 or 13 at the time. God, that made a man out of you quick. I mean... Am I looking forward to the remake? To be honest, not really. I am not looking forward to the remake at all because, one, it's going to be episodic, and two, they're taking away from turn-based. That's not what Final Fantasy VII was. Final Fantasy was a turn-based RPG with a lot of strategy in it that redefined a genre. I mean, before you didn't have a system where you could pick and choose your magic that you wanted. Like, you could really load out a character with all fire magic, yeah. You could do that, but you didn't want to. Things like that. And it was a constant... It had so much to it. I don't foresee them ever having, like, the little tower defense game in it. Because I would say they'll probably release that as a mobile game. And that was such a fun thing in the original Final Fantasy. Will they have the original Golden Saucer stuff? That was a fairly big story plot in the game, so they might, yeah. Well, not really story plot. That was a big character development point in the game. I shouldn't really say story plot because it was optional, best I can remember. Now, the game looks extremely, extremely pretty. It looks nice. It looks beautiful. But as far as it being Final Fantasy VII, no. I think it's going to be a cash grab from hell. I mean, I honestly think that Square is going to pull an EA and just ream everybody over the coals. And I think the reason why they're doing it episodic is so they don't lose money if it fails. That's the whole reason. Because generally you release something episodically so you just don't, personal opinion, you release something episodically so you don't wind up losing a lot of money on it. You release one episode, if it does well, you release another. Okay? So in that line of thinking, if it bombs, they can be like, okay, we're not doing it anymore. So I just don't hold high hopes for it. That's just me personally. I'm not saying I'm hoping it fails. I'm not saying in the least. I hope it's great. I hope it's awesome. I want something like that. But as you can tell, I've been an avid gamer for 20 plus years. And there's a few games in that collection back there that I've been burned by pretty badly that I had high hopes for. One game is not in that collection anymore because of that was Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. That game pissed me off so badly I traded it back in. And it's bad that I'm like that. Or Armored Core 5. I just stated, I mean, I've got 2 games in this pickup. I mean, my sealed copy of Armored Core Master of Arena that I've got. I'm a big Armored Core fan. Have been since I played Armored Core 2. Armored Core 5, that game burned me so bad, I tossed it out the freaking window. I thought I was so pissed at it. I mean, disc. Ninja Star. Out the window. I've been burned bad by video games. So, I mean, me holding my expectations up for something like that, remakes are such a tricky thing because you have fan expectations. And how are you ever going to live up to a fan expectation of one of the gaming classics, a game that defined a genre, defined a system? Because the PS1, oh my God, that's a powerhouse of a system. And the reason why it was such a powerhouse, the reason why it toppled Nintendo, is you had genre-defining games all through its library. I mean, it was riddled with genre-defining games and platform-defining games. So to take a game that had such pedigree, remake it, I just don't foresee it doing well. That's just me personally. Now, once I hear a few reviews of it, see a few things, I'll probably try for it. But until then, I'm just not going to. No. But yeah, all my Castlevanias are complete. I freaking love them. Then here's another kind of cool, kind of rare one. Lunar Silver Star Story complete. Granted, my box is not in great shape. If you couldn't tell, I love my RPGs. But yeah, this is the 4-disc, actual 4-disc edition. I actually picked this up for a decent price. Freaking loved it. And what's really cool about this is, I need a place to put these. What's really cool about this get it turned around the correct quick. Pardon me, I've been sick. No, I'm not going to do that. It's not a hanky, it's a little textile map. And this is back when you actually got shit with your games. Modern gaming. So, yeah. Which is pretty cool. Although, if you do have a copy of one of these that's complete, open it up and get the map out of the case and set it outside the case. There is something that this is made of, and it will actually imprint itself to the disc and actually damage it. About had that happen to mine, and there was a friend of mine that had this. It tried doing the same damn thing. I looked at him like, dude, get that map out of the case. It'll wind up burning it. He's like, what are you talking about? Opens the box up and shit. And sure enough, it was starting to kind of meld to his disc. He's like, oh, fuck. Fortunately, it didn't damage any of the data on it, which is great. And then, of course, actual game disc or game case. Love the art on the discs. This is probably one of my most prized games, aside from my Valkyrie profiles, to actually have this complete. And come with the making of and the soundtrack. And the soundtrack is actually really freaking good. So yeah, really like that. It's something you don't see with a lot of games. Actually, hardly ever. Is a hardbound manual. I mean, it's just really cool. Mine is actually in really good shape. But these kind of function as, manuals and art books. Really cool. Yeah, that's a little bit of a taste of some of my favorite games I've got in my collection that I've really enjoyed over the years. Uh, like I say, guys, if you enjoy what you're seeing, if you haven't already, click the follow button so you can see when I'm actually on, and make sure you click notifications so you can see when I'm actually on, what I'm doing, what I'm playing. Ooh, pardon me. So you can actually see what I'm doing, what I'm playing. So you can come and chat with me. I'm one of those people I can multitask. I can sit and play a game and just shoot the shit with somebody. And just have a lot of fun. Let's see, let me get all this stuff back in. Just a second. This one won't be quite as bad as the Final Fantasy. Let's focus on that. Thank you for sharing. Well, thank you for watching, man. Thank you for actually supporting me on here and giving me a follow. This is something I don't just do for myself, I do for you guys too. Because there are people who enjoy stuff like this, like I do. And I want to give people a way to see games that they're not really able to very easily. Because to my knowledge, there's nobody really on Twitch, especially at the times when I'm broadcasting. I work second shift. So at the times that I'm broadcasting, that can really see these games. Then I have everything on YouTube. If you want, you can go there. Subscribe to me there. Just ding the bell. But yeah, going to do my usual spiel of when I start dropping off here, because I've pretty well gone through everything. Had an interesting discussion with everybody. Yeah, tonight did not go the way I thought it would. It was freaking awesome. But yeah, guys, if you like what you're seeing, streamed live, click the follow button. Make sure you want notifications so you can see when I'm on. Watching this from YouTube, click subscribe. Like the video you're currently watching, because this will be uploaded here in the next day or two. Girlfriend will actually be coming over here tomorrow night, and I won't be streaming. And so I'll be playing vodcasts. This will be on a vodcast, so you can catch everything from the beginning. Usually I put the newest videos first and the oldest videos. The older the video, the further down the line it is in my vodcast. So if you want to see this from the beginning, vodcast will be up here in a few minutes. Days I'm not streaming, I'm usually playing a vodcast. If you want news of the channel, want to see funny gaming stuff, you want gaming news, things like that, there's buttons down below, or there's links on YouTube if you're currently watching it from YouTube, for the Facebook page and the Twitter page. Just go down, click one of those, like the page on Facebook and like the page on Twitter. And as always, guys, to everyone that's watched tonight, and especially the guy that decided to have a existential debate with me by the name of Look at Those. Dude, thanks, man. I freaking enjoyed that. That was so awesome. So a special shout out to you, and a special shout out to anybody that has followed tonight. And as always, guys, till the next time, take it easy. Bye.